It's easy to go to the gym when you're feeling super motivated. It's easy to get through your workout when you're enjoying every rep of every set of every exercise in your program. It's easy when the weights that are supposed to feel heavy are feeling pretty light. It's easy to stick to your diet when you have a meal that you enjoy and all of the food that you're supposed to eat to the day for the day leads to you feeling full and satisfied. It's easy to do all of the work that you need to do to accomplish whatever goals it is that you have set out for yourself when you enjoy all of it. When you are doing the fun tasks and you are feeling high energy and driven and thinking about your future and all of the things that you're going to accomplish, it's easy to get these things done. It's easy to get out of bed when you've had a good night's rest and you wake up a few minutes before your alarm clock goes off feeling well rested and excited to start the day. And those times happen, but they are few and far between, which is why if you rely on those things, you're never going to get anywhere. Because at the end of the day, things only count when they are hard. It only matters that you go to the gym when you don't feel like going to the gym. It only matters that you do the workouts when you have no motivation to do the workouts. It only matters when you eat the food that you should be eating, even though it's the exact opposite of whatever it is that you're craving in the moment. It only matters that you stop eating when you get to the end of the amount of calories that you were supposed to have for the day and you're still hungry and thinking about eating other stuff. It only matters when you are taking the steps towards your goals, when it is the things that you don't want to be doing in the moment, when it's the mundane work, when it's the work that's taking you away from doing what everyone else is doing that's fun in the moment and you opt to do that instead. It only counts if you're going to get up early on the days when you got a terrible night's rest and you wake up feeling like all that you want to do is go back to bed, because it only counts when it's hard. Those are the times when things matter. It's very easy to do all of the things that you're supposed to be doing when you're in the mood for it, even separate from accomplishing goals. It's easy to be a good person when it's easy to do so. It's easy to always tell the truth when you're never faced with a circumstance in which it would be more beneficial to you to lie. It only counts when you don't want to do it. When that thing comes up that you would rather not have anybody find out about, that is when it matters. It's easy to be a loyal friend when no one is tempting you to do the opposite. It's easy to be loyal to your partner when you don't have any other options. When no other women want you, then you're faithful by default, but that doesn't actually count. You're only faithful if you are turning down other options and or have the ability to go out and talk to somebody else and choose not to do it. It is these moments that count. It is these moments that make you who it is that you are. People like to make all sorts of exceptions to all of these things, and none of that applies. If you are somebody who would steal when you are poor, then you are a thief, period. Whether you're stealing now or not, you just haven't met the necessary qualifications for you to partake in thievery. But the fact that you are willing to do it in any circumstance says that it is a part of who you are as a whole. It's very easy to do the right thing when it's very easy to do the right thing. But it's the right thing regardless of how it is that you are feeling. It's what you are supposed to do regardless of how it is that you are feeling. And if you cannot keep yourself doing those things or on that path when it is difficult to do so, then that is the truest reflection of who it is that you are. People always have these moments where they have some sort of negative outburst. Maybe they got cut off in traffic. Maybe your friend or your significant other said something to you and you snap back at them. And then when you calm back down, you say, "Please forgive me. That's not who it is that I am. It was a moment when I stepped out of character." But that's nonsense. That is the truest representation of who it is that you are. You are who you are when times get difficult. When you get angry and you snap at people, that is you. You can just no longer pretend that it isn't like you do the rest of the time, because you got triggered and reacted a certain way and you were no longer able to keep your composure and control yourself and present yourself to the world as you wish to be presented to the world. That's not out of your character. That is your character. It is the truest representation of it. The truest version of you, if you are someone who skips the gym when you are tired, is someone who skips the gym when they're tired. The truest version of you, if you are someone who cheats on your diet when you have cravings and make these exceptions to things, is someone who cheats on their diet when they have cravings. All of these things, if you are someone who gives into temptation, period, then you are someone who gives into temptation, because it only counts when it's hard. You are only able to turn down these things when you have the opportunity to turn down these things and then actually do so, which is what most people are not. Most people look for the exceptions and they live by them, and then they try and excuse it as though it's okay because it was an outlier circumstance. It might be a lower percentage of what it is that you do as a whole. It might be a lower percentage of what it is that you actually partake in or spend your time doing, but that doesn't matter. It is the truest representation of you. If you cannot be who it is that you are supposed to be when it is inconvenient to do so, if you cannot do the things that you are supposed to do when it is inconvenient to do so, then that just is not you, period. And if you ever want to get anywhere in life, holistically, not even just from a success standpoint, whether that be physically as far as your physique, whether that be monetarily as far as your bank account, or anything along those lines, and whether it be spiritually, integrity wise, character wise, any of those things. If you are not able to continue doing those things and being those things when times are difficult, then you are never going to reach the fullest version of yourself and see your true potential, because all of these times that you do something that you're not supposed to be doing, all of these times that you go against what it is that you should be doing, what it is that you know that you should be doing, adds up, and it costs you, and it's chipping away little pieces of the best version of yourself. All of these things matter. All of these things have an impact. It is all of the little decisions that mean the most. And it's like when people wind up in abusive relationships and then try and make excuses for their partner, saying that, oh, that's not who it is that they are. They're just angry, or they are just going through something, or they're just lashing out, or whatever the case may be. That is exactly who it is that they are. Is they are someone who is not capable of being the person that they are supposed to be when it is difficult to do so. And that's what counts. It's easy to do all of the right things when it's easy to do all of the right things. It's easy to be a positive-minded person when everything is going your way. And that is what most people do. People love to have their thing of them being an optimist or them having a positive outlook until something happens. And then all of a sudden, it's okay to complain about that, or this is different. This is the exception. It is not different. It is not the exception. For you to be a truly positive person, you have to be a positive person in all circumstances. So until the worst thing that you can possibly imagine happens to you and you keep a positive outlook on it, you are not a positive person. Until someone that you love passes away, until you go broke, until your business dealings fall through, until you get injured severely or your car breaks down in the middle of you going to somewhere that you really needed to be at a certain period of time, and that will prevent you from getting there, and you keep a positive outlook on it, then you are not a positive person. If you cannot find the positives in the most negative of things, you are not a positive person. You are someone who is masquerading as a positive person, but deep down, you are negative. Just like you are not truly a disciplined person until you get done what it is that you need to get done when it is the absolute most inconvenient to do so. When the entirety of the world is against what it is that you have going on, when you are everything but in the mood, when you have all sorts of excuses that everyone else would find justifiable about why it is that you shouldn't do what it is that you said that you were going to do, but you decide to do it anyway, then you are not disciplined. And most people fall into that category. Most people talk about discipline, they talk about being positive, they talk about all of these things, but they talk about loyalty. That's everyone's favorite buzzwords nowadays, with their funky little neck tattoos that says it and all of that whatnot. But when it comes truly time to be those things, they fold and they make excuses and they justify it, and they tell themselves all sorts of stories to paint a picture as to why it is okay, and that actually doesn't apply to them in that particular scenario. But it's all nonsense. That is the only time that it counts. That is the only time that it applies. So many people, again, with the loyalty thing, run around talking about loyalty or loyal to your friends and all of this, but have never had the opportunity to be anything else. And those are the times when you find out who it is that you truly are. When things are difficult, you find out what it is that you are made of. When your alarm clock goes off at the time that you told yourself that you were going to get up, but you couldn't fall asleep for whatever reason until 3 a.m., and then 1 hour later, you hear the beeping noise saying it's time to get up. That is what it is that defines you, whether or not you continue laying there or you get out of bed. Until you are exhausted from everything that you did the day before and you have all types of stuff come up and you're having a bad mental health day, as people like to talk about, and maybe you're still feeling sore and you haven't eaten adequately and it's cold outside and whatever else it is that you could come up with. You're supposed to go to the gym, and every single other person in the world would understand if you didn't go to the gym, and you decide to go to the gym anyway. That is the defining moment to figure out who it is that you truly are. If you are truly someone who gets done what it is that you need to get done, regardless of what is going on around you, regardless of what it is that you were thinking, regardless of how it is that you were feeling, regardless of any other outside circumstance. If you are someone who says, this is what it is that I am supposed to do at this time on this day, and come hell or high water, I will get it done. I will get out of bed. I will go to the gym. I will stick to this diet. I will not eat these other things. I will not talk to these girls. I will do this work. I will, whatever the case may be, then you will get farther than every single other person in life, because that is what it takes to truly, truly achieve things at the highest level. And most people are unable to do that because they can only do the things when it's easy to do so. But like I said, it only counts when it's hard.